Hi, my name is Sam. I'm so excited that we could spend this time together today because today we're going to talk about building a winning salon culture in a segment that I love called Tada. You know, it's all about if you give good service, you get a good paycheck. But if you give great service, you get a great paycheck. Today's service is tomorrow's traffic. We're only as good as our last guest service experience. Take a look at that. Do you think they got great customer service? No, man. You're going to be pretty mad and pretty angry to write on a counter with ketchup and mustard. Think about it. When people have poor customer service, we live in a community right now where Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, it's no longer the days where you can write a letter to the manager. If you do a bad haircut, somebody can get on Facebook right now and say they had a bad guest experience. So we're only as good as our last haircut. We're only as good as our last guest experience every single time. So what we're going to focus on today as a group is we're going to focus on how we can deliver exceptional customer service, exceptional guest experience in 6 key areas of the salon. It's not just about a great haircut. It's can we stage those areas and can we come up with a script? Can we come up with a beautiful presentation? Can we come up with something that's going to spark our guests to come back every single time? So let's look at these 6 key areas. The first one's take home. Now we all know that. I use the word take home. You might use the term retail, but basically it's these are the products you're going to take home. I got that dialogue from one of my coaches, and I love it because if I share with you all 5 or 8 or 9 products that I used on your hair today, I'm going to say, which 2 or 3 do you feel are going to be most valuable to you? See, here's the key. The answer to this question is always no. Do you need any more retail? No. None of my clients need any more shampoo, conditioner, hairspray, body lotion. You don't need any more of it. But would you love to reduce breakage up to 80%? Would you love to make your color last 67% longer? Would you like your hair to be 35% shinier? Hey, dude in the corner, would you like a shampoo conditioner all in one that you can use as a body wash? See, if we come up with scripts, if we come up with bullet points, if we come up with features and benefits, which P.S., most manufacturers just put on the bottle. Feature lives on the front, benefit lives on the back. Feature lives on the front, benefit lives on the back. If you just talk about the features and benefits in tiny little concise words, that's going to help us with our take home. Okay, the next key area is the reception area. How can we make money from the reception area? We can make money from having little product displays. We can make money from, that's right, rebooking, referrals, the way we greet and seat, the way we call our guests by their name and not, hey, you, come on back. The way the energy. You know, we are the gatekeepers. We're the director of first impressions whenever you're at the front desk. You have an opportunity to really make some magic happen with your guest every single time. So the reception area is a key component that's going to create what I call a tada. All right, the next key area, the toolbar. Now, you know, there are kiosks, there are areas all over the malls where people are selling tools and curling rods and curling irons for $150, $200. And when we look at other hairdressers, they're like, oh, I can't possibly talk to my guest about a $200 blow dryer because she's never going to buy it. Really? Because they're selling them in the mall. And most of them are not professional hairdressers. So what would it mean to your guests if we had a toolbar of a blow dryer where you could hear how quiet it was, you could see how fast this smoothing iron went from 0 to 400 degrees in less than 30 seconds, and we also showed you how to make those Kardashian curls, or how to make your hair smoother and softer from a professional product that would last you a lifetime. Next one's style. You know, I believe that wearing your hair the exact same way is like owning one pair of shoes. And I don't know anybody that has one pair of shoes, particularly you hairdressers. So, you know, we have an opportunity to show you how your hair can look amazing on a Friday night with some extra body products, or you can pull it back and make it skinny and smooth on a Sunday morning when you put on your boyfriend's comfortable t-shirt. Products that can add moisture when you need them. Products that can make your hair softer or shinier. And with those products, they become makeup for your hair, which helps you deliver incredible style. If you want to have a big, voluminous, incredible extra body kind of blow dry, you need extra body kind of products. And it's my belief, if I can show you 3 different ways that you can wear your hair with that same haircut, then you're going to come back every single time. Okay, the next key area is the color bar. The color bar is our platform for mixology, where we get to show that one size doesn't fit all, that it doesn't come from a box. Even though Sarah Jessica Parker says you're worth it, it rarely looks like that. So you can see that I need a little bit of 7N, I need a little bit of NB, a little bit of A to really make that magic happen. You can see how I can release your blonde ambition, whether it's through a few J-Lo lights or whether you can go both of your feet plunged in the pool and become perfectly platinum. The color bar is where I can give you better than natural color results. And for me, I love the idea of having a color bar menu with the prices attached so that our guests can figure out what color service fits best in their budget. It's also a great way to upgrade, and if you have a demi-permanent product, your guests will get to lease with an option to buy. And particularly whenever it comes to guys, I know that guys love that with a gray blending service. So we could have a color bar menu for dudes, and we could have a color bar menu for girls. But either way, it's a key area of the anatomy of our salon to make you more successful. And then the last one is the wash house. Now you might call it the shampoo area, you might call it the cleansing area, but I know that when I survey clients all throughout the country, it's the service they love getting the most. And when I survey hairdressers throughout the country, it's the service you hate doing the most. So first of all, there's something wrong with this picture. The second thing is, how could I make money from it? How could I upgrade? Think about it. If you do 10 shampoos a day, 10 haircuts, that's 10 haircuts you got to do that are 10 shampoos. What about if you had a shampoo menu or a wash house menu that allowed your guests to upgrade just $3? You can say, hi, Amy. Today for your naturally curly hair, we're going to use this sulfate-free shampoo that's going to make your curls come alive. It's going to add moisture. It's going to replenish your hair. It has an incredible fragrance, and it's a $3 upgrade. And then here's the key. Be quiet. It's a $3 upgrade. Shh. And let her decide whether it's worth it. Or I can do this incredible protein treatment or Keratriplex treatment on your hair that will reduce breakage up to 80% and make your color last longer and allow you to continue to have those perfectly platinum colored locks. And it's a $25 upgrade. And then, shh, be quiet. And let them determine whether they can afford the upgrade. If you could take 10 shampoos and you could upgrade just 3 of those, $3, imagine what that would look like to the end of your year bottom line for you, a hairdresser. So those 6 key areas are 6 key areas we can look at every guest, every time to help drive your bottom line. And I don't know about you, but I like being a hairdresser when I can drive a cool car. So just consider it. Think about it. And think about when you go home today, how you could really remarket maybe just 3 of them, maybe just 4. You don't have to take on all 6, but how can you make those great little money makers for you and your salon? Okay. I want to move into my next favorite segment, which I call Tada. Now, what's a Tada? A Tada is an incredible customer service experience that you weren't expecting. Think about it. Who says Tada? It's your 3-year-old niece, right? When she does her cartwheel and she's like, Tada! Like, you didn't think she was going to do it. So I want to share with you, as I've traveled around the country, some Tadas that I experienced that perhaps you could implement in your own salon. The first one is this picture of my dentist. I mean, I go into my dentist office like, we would like to welcome these incredible new patients of the day. Now, if you're anything like me, I don't love going to the dentist. But when I walked into my dentist office and there was a cool little sign there that said, we'd like to welcome you, that made me feel just a little bit more important. Couldn't we do that in our own salons? How about this one? This is a friend of mine, Colin Caruso, who has a salon outside of New York. And he gives out these really great blow-dry cards to girls that he sees in the club and the department store that says, you get to come in on our downtime, which is the middle of the day, and a complimentary blow dry. Are you kidding me? Complimentary blow dry? Who here wouldn't want their hair blown dry for free? I love that. Ta-da! How about this one? Wrapping your brushes. Now, this is an industry where we're only as good as our last customer service experience. Now, many of you are thinking right now, I'm not going to wrap my brushes. But I also know that you probably have a friend where you can eat off their kitchen floor, where they go have their nails done in that little area where they unseal all of the nail tools. Now, why do they go there? They go there because cleanliness is important to them. See, as a hairdresser, you long ago quit looking at hair. But when clients come in and they see hair wrapped around brushes, that freaks them out. That's like you going to a dentist and seeing teeth all over the floor. Freak you out. So hair freaks people out. So having a new brush every single time, sanitized and clean, is a great ta-da. All right, let me give you a few more, and then I'm going to give you a home play assignment. How about Starbucks? What does Starbucks do every single time, every single day? They write your name on your drink, and they're consistent. See, I can order a skinny vanilla latte here in Philadelphia, and I can order another one in Santa Barbara, California, and they're the same every single time. How many times did a client come into your salon and said, I'd love for you to do the exact same haircut you did the last time, and I loved it, and the color was beautiful, and you're like, are you kidding me? I don't even remember who you are. Keep talking, and maybe whenever I shampoo you, it'll come back to me. It freaks people out. So by being consistent every single time and remembering their name, because there's nothing worse that you can do to a guest by saying, hey, Sheila, come on back, and her name's Sally. And I'm only sharing that with you because I have done that. And then two more ta-das, and we're going to go on a quick break, and we're going to pause. The first one is the shampoo. You know, we talked about it before. When we look at guests, it's the service they enjoy getting the most. The shampoo area should be the cleanest area of your salon. If your client's laying her head back in a bowl that freaks her out, and there's perm rods and there's hair and there's stuff oozing all over the place, she's thinking, this is the grossest experience I've ever had. Or if she's sitting in your station and she's looking at the Loch Ness Monster growing in your barbicide jar, and your combs don't have all of their teeth, and you're opening up your drawer and there's stuff falling out of it, that sends a subliminal message. What we want to do is create an exceptional customer service every single time. And then the last ta-da I want to share with you, and then you're going to come up with a home play assignment for me, is this is something I did at my salon. I had a salon called Hello Gorgeous, and I loved the name, and I loved how we got to greet and seat people, and it was an incredible, thriving business. The challenge with Hello Gorgeous was you had to park on the street. We didn't have any parking. And there's nothing worse than whenever a client gets a ticket, because that's not a good ta-da, or can't find a place to park, so she's running late. So we had this bowl full of quarters, and you could just come in and get a quarter anytime. And I didn't care whether you're a client or not, you got quarters, because how many of you wouldn't pay 25 cents to keep a guest in your chair? And it was just a nice little, we were the salon that had a heart. So every single day we went to the bank and came back with our little $400 worth of quarters on our back. And it was our little ta-da. So this is what I'd like you to do. What I'd like you to do is, we're going to pause the tape in a moment. Not right now, but pause the tape in a moment. And I want you to write down on a piece of paper 5 ta-das that you currently do or that you could implement that makes your salon different, that makes your brand perception different than anybody else in your community. You're going to list it, you're going to talk about it, and we're going to celebrate it. I'll see you in a few minutes. Put the tape on pause right now, and I'll come back. Okay, so you have your 5 ta-das. Now, in order for us to really manifest this, you got to tell everybody. You got to verbalize it, you got to visualize it, you got to vitalize it, you got to live it. And then that becomes part of your process. And you got to live it every single day. And as you share this with other people in your culture, catch people doing something right. Because it's my belief that positive leadership inspires positive followship. Nobody wants to be should on all day long. Should. S-H-O-U-L-D. Should. You should have done that. You should have done that. Don't be should on. So we're going to talk a little bit about how to stay positive. A little positive thinking for newbies. Don't be an energy vampire. Don't be a Debbie Downer. I know you can't avoid a don't, but this is how I believe we can make it happen. You know, I have the great opportunity of working in a school. And the great thing about being the director of a school is because when you're in beauty school, you believe anything is possible. You believe you could just mix up this bowl of magic light stuff and put it on a lady with dark hair and pooh, she's going to be a blonde. You believe that you can cut a line just like this and it's going to stay forever. There's a whole world of wonderment whenever you're in a school. And I believe that what happens is when you're in beauty school, you come in with all these ambitions and all these dreams of great things that can happen for you as a hairdresser. As a matter of fact, just think about it. Think about who you wanted to be whenever you got your license. And are you living that dream today? Why did you decide to become a hairdresser? See, we have an opportunity to change the way people feel on the inside by how they look on the outside. And if we become day makers and dream givers, we can do that every single day as a hairdresser. So how do you keep that positive energy going all day long? One of the things I teach at our school that will also work in your salons is we believe that education is an adventure of discovery. Whew, I discovered I'm never going to cut bangs that short ever again. Yay, you learned something today. That's awesome. See, it's not like a leg. It's always going to grow back. It's hair. Whew, don't take yourself so seriously. Try on new opportunities. Let your team try on new opportunities. You don't need to keep coming to education events like this. I appreciate that you have, but there's a long hair expert in your salon right now that could be teaching a long hair class. There's somebody that's really great at doing a taper that could teach that class. We could share it with each other. And you know what? If you do a bad haircut, you do a bad haircut. You discovered you won't do it again. It's not the end of the earth. It's hair. It's going to grow back. Make an opportunity to practice new skills, to be comfortable every single day of making a lifetime of learning. Create magic with your guests. Now, what's magic? I believe that creating magic is like that Tada. People learn when they're having fun. And I can't spell fun without you in the middle. Ha! So if it's your birthday, we're going to play, I don't know, you love country music, we're going to play country music all day long. On my birthday, they played Cher all day long. So thank you for sharing. But we do things at our school like Dance Party Fridays. At 3 o'clock every single Friday, we all stop what we're doing and we go on the clinic floor and we do the Cupid Shuffle. I mean, our guests are looking around, they're in wonder, like, what's happening? What's happening is we are celebrating that we got through a full week together as a team. What would prevent you in your salon of having a little, hey, every time we hear YMCA, we're going to go, YMCA. I mean, come on. We're hairdressers. We're fun. We're cool. We're happy people. Create some magic. And just finally keep in mind this, that making a mistake is not fatal. As hairdressers, we make discoveries. We don't make mistakes. Now, how do you keep that culture going? You don't keep that culture going by going to more meetings. The last thing I need to do is go to another meeting. You have a quick little powwow. You have a quick little salon celebration. First of all, I don't believe in meetings. As soon as you put up a sign that says staff meeting at 10 a.m., the first thing a hairdresser is going to do is, well, I can't wait to tell her what's wrong with the salon. Nobody wants to go to a meeting. But I would want to go to a salon celebration. You're like, hey, salon celebration on Friday at 9 o'clock. You're like, really? Salon celebration? What are you wearing to the salon celebration? Is there going to be pizza? Is there going to be coffee? Think about it. So we can catch people doing something right. So 25% of our time we spend in training, we spend in meetings, but 75% of the time we spend in catching people doing something right. Look, I'm a hairdresser, and every 30 minutes somebody gives me cash and tells me I did a great job, and there's only one other industry in the world where in 30-minute increments you can get cash and have someone say you did a great job, and it's only legal in Vegas. So I need that constant affirmation. I need that constant of, hey, we can make some magic happen. And I also believe that if we're going to take money from a community, we should be a source of love and inspiration for our community too. So I'm proud to say that in our school network, once a year we go out and we do a free hugs day, where we go out and hug people. Why? Because we can. See, this is an industry where we can transfer energy from my heart to your heart because you spent time in my chair. I can make you feel better because you spent 30 minutes with me. And who better to hug out some hope than a hairdresser? So it might not be a free hugs day, but maybe you do a car wash. Maybe you do a fundraiser. We're going to do a process this year where we're going to buy an entire fourth grade class in a local elementary school a bicycle for Christmas. Because when you're in fourth grade, man, a bike gives you freedom. And imagine there are children in your area right now that need that little hope and need that little love. And 50 years old, there's not a whole lot I need, but for $58, I could give you a bike and change your world. You know, we also do another thing in our salons in our schools called Secret Pal. Now, Secret Pal Day is just this. It's a culture creator. We put everyone's name in a hat, and you get someone's name. Today I got Lewis, and your job secretly today is to create some magic for Lewis. He can't know that it's from you, and maybe you find out he likes Snickers bars, and magically a Snickers bar appears. Ta-da! Or you get CJ, and CJ loves, tulips, and tulips magically appear. Or maybe it's a love note, or maybe it's just a song, or maybe it's a hug, but it's your secret pal, and your only job today is to create magic for a fellow coworker. So here's my slides of everyone that knows me knows that I love Oprah Winfrey, so they did a little secret pal thing for me. I love that. I still have that hanging in my office. I'm going to tell you an Oprah story in a minute. But when we do that, we have a culture that we face people. We find, we acknowledge, we celebrate, and enjoy. And I say, I'd like to face you for coming in early. I'd like to face you for creating magic. I'd like to face you for making something magical happen with your guest. The basic need for all of us is to be recognized. Do you see me? Do you hear me? And does what I say matter? And if you don't want to face publicly, you could do something like this. I caught you board. It's just a little piece of paper and you catch people doing something right. Thank you for coming in early. I really appreciate it. Love, Sam. Thanks for folding the towels. And then this caught you board gets posted all over the salon. Imagine what that would look like if you could create a culture or change a culture by catching people doing something right as opposed to catching them doing something wrong. I want you to really think about what would you attempt to do if you knew you could not fail. Look, we're hairdressers. We have an opportunity to manifest incredible things in our community. We can manifest anything that you want on a part-time or a full-time basis, all one guest at a time. And my belief is if you can imagine it, then you can manifest it. So I want to leave you with this really quick story. I'm a big believer in dream boards. Anyone that knows me, Amy and Lewis will tell you too. At my dream board, when I first met them, the very first thing on my dream board was I wanted to be in the same room as Oprah Winfrey. They've ribbed me about it a little bit, but Oprah Winfrey's been number one on my dream board forever. I love Oprah because I think she uses her powers for good and not for evil. I watch all the stuff on the OWN network, and it just gives me my little soul, food for the soul on Sundays, and that's my little soul pancake. So I decided I wanted to see Oprah Winfrey, and I entered this lottery for me to get 2 tickets to Oprah's life class, and I filled it out, and I knew with all of my being that Oprah was going to contact me and I was going to get these tickets. And I got the email back from her producers, didn't get the tickets. I was like, okay, that's all right. Wasn't my time. Fast forward 6 months later, I'm in London, I'm doing a hair show. I turn on my phone for a second to make sure everything's okay, because my phone got my email, my pictures, everything. I got a response from Oprah's people. If you respond immediately, you get these 2 tickets to life class. I was like, are you kidding? So I fill it out. I'm all excited. And here's the kicker. My trip back from London was to stop off in Houston, which is where the filming of this life class was. And this particular episode of Life Class was with Joel Osteen and Oprah Winfrey. Bonus episodes, 2. I was super excited. The first one was, God has a plan bigger for you than what you've dreamed for yourself. You won't be put into a storm until you're put into a safe harbor. I loved it. It rejuvenated my soul. I did everything I was supposed to do on my iPad. And I knew with all of my purpose that Oprah was going to know I was in this building with the thousands of other people. The second one was the power of the words I am. And whatever follows I am is kind of like a menu. I am always on a diet. You're always on a diet. I am never going to make any money. Never going to make any money. I took a friend of mine to go get a flu shot. He said, I'm going to get the flu. He got the flu. Or I am a source of inspiration everywhere I go. I am a great hairdresser. I'm a lovely son, daughter, husband, whatever it is. I am. So I'm tweeting and I'm twittering and I put in my life class thing like, I am a source of inspiration and I want to plant seeds for the next generation to sow. And all of a sudden, I got a response back from Oprah's people. We love hearing that tweet. What's your big dream? So I said, well, my big dream is that I want to plant seeds for the next generation to sow. And Oprah retweeted that tweet on her show. Now, I'm not sharing that with you to say that, Oprah retweeted my tweet, but my big dream was I wanted to be in the same room as Oprah Winfrey. The bigger plan was that Oprah Winfrey would see my tweet and then retweet it. And more importantly, that became a power of manifestation for me. 6 months later, I got offered a job to be the director of a school where I now get to plant seeds for the next generation to sow. So what would you attempt to do if you knew you could not fail? What would you attempt to do with this incredible license and this incredible gift where from one person to another, we could create magic? One guest at a time, one haircut at a time, and heart to heart every single time. My name is Sam. I look forward to seeing you at our next university real soon. Thanks.